How's it going, everyone? Jacob Rothenberg here, going to give you a quick lesson on something that is slightly more intermediate than what I've been presenting for this series, Kindle Publishing Foundations, which is pretty much to serve as your baseline for keywords and understanding everything keywords and keyword research related with Kindle self-publishing. So what we're going to talk about is what I've seen overall with keyword selection strategies and different strategies I've seen many publishers over almost the last 2 years use, and what I see working and what I see not really working as well. So I'm just going to get right onto it to show exactly what I'm talking about. So there's very much different variables to consider with different strategies for keywords. It's not just about running strategy X or strategy Y. It's just like a whole mix of different variables you have to consider. So we're just going to go through what I think are the three most common or three most simple ways of looking at different keywords you might be taking a look at right now. So with your general approach to keyword research and with your publishing more so, there's what I call either the shotgun method versus building a brand. Now, I am very guilty of using the shotgun method, though I am so good at it, I should be having 2 shotguns wielded on me, just because the shotgun method is where you just pick one keyword that's really profitable here, pick another keyword and something totally different over here, publish here, publish somewhere else, and you make your money by exploiting people's passions or people's fascinations with short-term trends, events, toys, what have you. Shotgun method. You're not focused on building a brand. You're focused on capitalizing on, short-term fads that can make you money very successfully in the short term. And with that, things kind of just go sporadic. So that's one method. The other method, I would say, is what's commonly known as simply building a brand. So you find a keyword, you like it, you think it's going to be profitable, you put out one book, does well, then you decide, hey, I want to scale out, I want to build a brand with multiple books or multiple pieces of different content surrounding this keyword, surrounding this niche, and building something like a catalog that customers can refer to for whatever they're looking at with a particular problem, particular issue, particular concern, or everything related to information on a niche. So that's one way to do it too. It's easier said than done with building a brand, and everyone talks about this. It is honestly kind of intimidating also to really invest a lot of money into not just one keyword but even one niche and be successful with it, because with the shotgun method you kind of can pick, okay, I know this keyword's profitable, I'm going to chase after this, or oh, I know this is going to make ROI real quick. So you'd want to do that, right? Whereas with building a brand, sure, your first book might go well, your second one might not, your third one might not. What if your fourth one bombs too? Or what if it does well? You can control consistency with sales to a certain extent, as far as using an email list, capturing customer data, as far as their emails, and making sure that you stay engaged with their audience, build a fan base and whatnot. But that is complicated and it takes work. So I think a lot of publishers in general right now that I see use more so the shotgun method. And hey, it works too with getting to what I consider an intermediate level of income with making $1,000 to $2,000 a month online. Another strategy that people use for keyword research and their approach with publishing, a lot of people, I think, my opinion, end up specializing in one of the 3 mediums, whether they sell ebooks, paperback, or audio. I have yet to see an accomplished publisher really have an even distribution in sales with these 3 mediums. More often than not, a given publisher will specialize in the majority of their sales with one medium, like audiobooks, or myself with paperback. I don't really see anyone killing it with ebook unless they're into fiction. But as far as nonfiction, you'll either see publishers specialize with audiobook sales or paperback sales. And with that, you must also realize that a given publisher's keyword research strategy largely hinges on what they're looking to sell as a medium too. I am the paperback guy. I use a strategy that works arguably best for paperback, whereas the Mickelson twins are the audiobook twins, the audiobook gods, where they are very specialized with audiobooks, and they've got, I would say, I have to be fair, probably the best criterion for assessing audiobook profitability and what their approach would be to publishing audiobooks. So that's something to consider too. And last, well, definitely not last, but one more thing to consider for this show is publishers will either pick keywords with little or no competition because they don't want to fight it out. They don't want to gather 30 reviews. They don't want to use AMS ads. They don't want to use rather advertising on Amazon. They just want to get into something that seems to have a good track record for sales, but it hasn't been discovered yet. So they kind of sneak in their book and get sales quietly that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whereas you have other publishers who want to be in the big niches, who actually want to compete against a large amount of array of books that are doing well, and they know how to use Amazon marketing services, advertising by Amazon. They know how to exploit weaknesses in other books. They know how to rank. They know what to do with competitors in their way. So there's nothing wrong with either approach, but that's something that I see too. Either publishers want to play the quiet game where they're not having to like play publisher versus publisher PvP against the Amazon server versus everyone else. They just want to quietly make their sales. Then you've got other people who are psychotic like me and want to steal bread from others. So that's something to consider too. Now, nothing I showed here in this slide is going to be the wrong approach for your business. Now, you can make money. You can make a lot of money with any combination of these strategies put together. So let's say you want to use the shotgun method, you want to specialize in paperback, and you want to compete against multiple publishers. You can make a lot of freaking money, okay? Likewise, you can choose to build a brand with a certain keyword or niche. You can be the audiobook specialist, and you can choose keywords with little or no competition, but you might find are kind of popular. You can make money doing that too. So there's no wrong way to eat a recess. Or is it eat a Snickers? Oh man, I should do this as an outtake. I'm not sure which candy it is. Haven't eaten either of the two in a while. But yeah, no wrong approach there. So just realize, depending on your strategy, publishing income will either come in sporadic spikes or they will sustain relatively longer, whether you use the shotgun approach or building a brand. Just saying. Likewise, whether you choose ebook, paperback, or audiobooks, you will have to decide, do I want to sell by sales volume? Will I rely on utilizing sales volume versus the little amount of royalties I get? Or am I going to have to focus more on selling maybe fewer books at a higher royalty? Something to consider too. And last, when you're in a keyword or you're finding yourself gravitating towards keywords that have a lot of competition, inevitably you're going to spend on marketing. There's just no ways to go about it unless you are a pony, unicorn, magical marshmallow. You will end up spending on ads to get your visibility out there. It's just for something especially really competitive, like let's say cryptocurrency, you will right now you'd have to spend money to get shown on the first page as a brand new publisher. So you have to consider too, if you're going to be playing, the big shark in a big pond game, you're going to have a marketing spend. Alternatively, you can also be a big fish in a small pond and not deal with marketing spend. And with that, consider when you're in a bigger keyword, if you want to ever even build a brand or even compete continually. Let's say your first book kind of dies off because it's getting older, people have already bought it. Okay, there's going to be a continual effort required out of you to compete in that keyword. So let's say I'm in cryptocurrency. I did really well with my Bitcoin book in 2017, which did not do well. But it did well. It did okay on audio. But let's say it did well. Okay, then now it's October 2018. The book is dying. The book has got to go. So what do I have to do in order to stay relevant in cryptocurrency? Is I'm going to have to publish another Bitcoin book, or maybe a Bitcoin and another chapter, few chapters on ICOs, initial coin offerings, and make it like the 2019 guide on making profits off of Bitcoin and initial coin offerings. So I would continually have to compete in this keyword with more expenditures and more content, or else I'm going to die out. So consider that too. Now, the juicy part. What is the answer towards the combo that makes the most money? What are the top publishers actually doing? And there's a certain combination that seems to be unanimous with top publishers. Yes, there is an exact strategy that most top publishers follow. With the procedures and set-ups with their books, it can all be done step by step. How am I able to verify this? Number one, I know how to make money from publishing. Trust me. Number two, I know the other top publishers. I know what they do. And it's not too different from me, to be honest, with their general approach step by step on getting a book set up. And three, because it can be done step by step, the results are repeatable. It's more so having the right mindset that will take you to making more money through Amazon and Kindle self-publishing than it is the step-by-step mechanics. It's your approach, your mindset, your secret combination to winning the numbers with your publishing strategy that will take you to 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 a month and beyond. What that is? Well, let me just say this.